Okay, so we're going to head out front. There's an item we wanted to talk about that's not very well known by a lot of people, but it's called a Knox box. And what that is a key box that's outside of the building. It's designed for the fire department to gain emergency access in a rapid scenario for us to get in case there's a fire happening inside. It's small enough that we're not needing to cause thousands of dollars worth of damage to your door, versus we can get a key to your building that you've provided for us, and we can gain quick access, get in, take care of a trash can fire, something small, and solve that situation while we're waiting on you to arrive. Any building that has a fire sprinkler system, a fire alarm system, or elevator lobbies are required by the code to have a Knox box. And so the example here, it may or may not be on your building. If you're in a strip of buildings and there's one close enough provided by the building itself, then we can utilize that. So this is an example of a Knox box. These are very highly secured boxes that the city enlisted this particular program years ago as a requirement. So it's all standardized. And how this functions is each tenant space or each occupancy would put a key to their building with a key tag that labels the name of the business as well as the address on that key, and we'd place it inside these boxes. In order to access these, the fire department has to be on scene. We're the only ones that can actually open these boxes, and those keys are provided on all of our fire trucks, as well as our fire marshal's office. We all have a key as well. So for an example here, I'm gonna go ahead and open this one up for us. And we'll see, so inside you have a few keys placed in here, and these are gonna be for a couple different occupancies. This particular key here is already labeled for us. It lets us know the address of the building that this key takes care of. And then we have an additional key in here too. Another thing that we want to look at on the outside of your particular building, since you do have a fire sprinkler system, is the fire department connection. And that's a very key component in order for us to be able to do good firefighting. If your system activates and it's not flowing enough water to contain the fire, our fire trucks are designed with the proper hoses to be able to hook into your system, supply additional water to that system so that it can help extinguish the fire before we have to send crews in to try to take care of it. So in your case here, this is your fire department connection for y'all sprinkler system. So what we would typically do, we have keys on our trucks to take these covers off, and then we tie our hoses in, and that supplies additional water and additional pressure to your sprinkler system above and beyond what the normal water line would be doing outside. One of the things that we do want to see here is that there will be an FDC sign that would be posted usually about 8 feet above the finished grade, directly above these connections. And that's just a visual indicator for our crews to be able to see, okay, that's where the FDC is for this building. The reason we want to see those signs posted high up is, for an example, just like what we're looking at here, you've got cars parking in parking spaces in front of it. And if the connections being so low, our trucks won't be able to see this. And if the sign is posted just above it, again, we won't be able to see the sign. So we want to have it up high so that parked vehicles are less likely to obstruct visual of that sign. On a building like this, where we have multiple tenant spaces in the same building and multiple sprinkler systems, we would also have that FDC sign to let us know exactly what space that connection serves. So our FDC sign would go up here. It would be the red letters FDC, at least 6 inches tall, and then we'd also have you to put the address 103 East Irwin on that sign, so we know that this system is served just for this building. So again, some of the things that we also want to look at is the exit hardware for your doors, particularly in this case, if it's an occupancy load less than 50, then the fire code and building code will allow you to have a deadbolt lock on your primary door that comes in and out. So what we want to see here is just a singular deadbolt with a keyway on the outside as well as a keyway on the inside. So for ADA reasons, as well as fire code and building code, we cannot have the thumb turns that you often will see on the inside of these deadbolts. The reason for that is for somebody with arthritis, something like that. If that door was to be able to inadvertently get locked and then they needed egress in emergency, some people may not be able to pinch and grip to turn that thumb turn. So by having the keyway on the inside, we know that when you open for business, you would have unlocked your door. That door would remain unlocked the entire time you're open so that somebody can get out in case of emergency. In addition to these doors, we also want to make sure that since the City of Tyler is a no smoking city in all commercial buildings, that you have no smoking signs posted on the outside of these doors as well. That can be the little decals that are longer, or it can be just a little square decal with the universal no smoking symbol on it. And that does apply to vaping as well. But you would place those on the outside of the doors at any entry point to your business. Now, one thing I do want to point out to everybody is that not every business meets the same requirements in regards to fire and life safety codes. So some things that you may have seen in our video series now that we've called out in a facility like a theater or restaurant may not apply to a small antique shop, for example, or a smaller restaurant. The general things that apply pretty well everywhere is your address numbering, access to the buildings, keys, things like that. And then fire extinguishers are required in all occupancies, no smoking signs, exit signage is required in the vast majority of occupancies, unless it's a very small business with only one door in and out of the building, then sometimes those are not required there. But outside of that, most everything else will be pretty well across the board, with the exception of things like the fire sprinklers and alarms and things like that.